What's up everyone, this is Tony with JRNY Crypto. Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be part 2 of the 100x crypto hidden gem series. In this one, we're going to be talking about how to do proper research yourself. I'm going to show you guys a couple spreadsheets and list out how I do this, what I look for, and how to do the process of elimination. So this is very important to be able to do this yourself. You don't want to be going out there and just copying other people's picks or trying to jump on different YouTubers' picks or people on social media. Most likely, if you're doing that, the coin is already going to be up a lot, so the chances of actually getting a 100x in coins like that is very minimal. It does happen, but you really have to be able to dive in and do this research yourself if you really want to find those true hidden gems. So I do want to bring up a quote that you guys have probably heard before, but it does apply to this and really reinforces how important it is to know how to do your own research and actually go out there and do it yourself. So the quote is, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So pretty much everyone in the crypto space will put out a list of their picks and talk about it consistently. But what is rare to find and hard to get down is the actual strategy to go out there and find these yourself. That's why I'm making this a multi-video series, because I do want you guys to be able to go out there and basically fish yourselves and find these small cap picks yourself. Chances are, if you're finding it through someone else, then you're not ahead of the herd on that. So that's really the meaning of being ahead of the herd as well, is being there before everyone else. So the main problem I have seen in the crypto space, why people just want to copy other people's picks and not do the research themselves. Number one, they just don't have a good research strategy and they don't even know where to get started, especially if you're new to the crypto space. Number two, research can just take dozens of hours on end and it can be very daunting. So it's very understandable why people wouldn't want to dive into that. So in this video, I'm going to show a quick process of elimination and how you can quickly do this and narrow this down to a few picks very quickly. I do think that's important. I'm going to show you guys a couple spreadsheets that you can just copy as well. So before we dive into the research process, I do want to give a quick recap on the last video, which was on strategy and mindset. Number one thing here is understand that failure is inevitable. It doesn't matter how good you are with your research or how confident you are. A majority of these projects will fail for one reason or another. That's just how it goes with brand new projects and cryptocurrencies and stuff and companies. There's so many different reasons they can fail. So there's been a number of coins I've been extremely confident in that have overall failed. And you do have to understand that with small cap coins, it doesn't matter who is putting the picks out as well. A decent amount of those picks are going to fail. So understanding that is important. If you cannot accept a certain degree of failure, then this is not for you. And you should stick to picks like Bitcoin and Ethereum, where something like 90% of Bitcoin out there is in profit right now. Just dollar cost averaging and having a long-term strategy like that, buying through bear markets, is a solid long-term strategy for that. But of course, you're not going to get 100x on Bitcoin. So that's why most people try to find small cap cryptocurrencies and hidden gems, is because they want that massive potential. But where there is massive potential, there is also massive risk. So while the top cryptocurrencies is less risky, there's also lower return on investment potential as well. So understanding that is good, because if you do dive into this and you can't accept a certain degree of failure and then you start failing, you're most likely going to back out of this, and then you may just leave the space entirely because you had a bad experience. So if you didn't see the first video in the series, I do recommend going back and checking that. It does have some important steps. We did go over how to find the picks that you're actually going to be researching. And in this one, we're going to show the actual research process, the process of elimination, how to do this quickly with a spreadsheet to actually narrow it down to a few picks that you actually want to hold. So I'm going to be using the gaming category for this research example, because this is a category that I am passionate about, I'm knowledgeable on, and that I do have experience in. So increases my chances of being successful with these picks and knowing what I'm looking for. So that is one of the things here, is you're going to create a list of potential altcoins in that category that you will be researching. So first thing you want to do is compile a list of projects that you do want to research more thoroughly, and you shouldn't be spending more than a few minutes per project on this. This should just be a quick glance and get a general idea if it's something you find interesting that you want to research more thoroughly, something that you think does have potential. So Sandbox, for example, here, pull that up. We're going to check the entire token price history here. We can see previous all-time highs, over $7. Current price is 60 cents. So that would be a huge ROI if it got back to previous all-time highs. Quick glance at tokenomics in the sidebar. Check their website. quick glance at the homepage of the website, see what they're building, what they're doing, what the project is about, and what the token is used for. And then a quick glance at the Twitter profile. You can see Sandbox has 1 million followers. That's really good. Quick glance at the recent tweets to see how much engagement they have and how much of the community is really replying and engaging with that content. That is important as well. So a quick glance here, I can see that Sandbox is active. They're building something that has high potential, a metaverse platform with the Sand token being used for everything in it. Of course, that has high potential if that does pick up mass adoption. So I would add that to the list of projects I want to research. So again, just spending a couple minutes per project to get a quick idea. It shouldn't take you more than a quick glance at their websites and the project description to get an idea if it is something you want to spend more time diving into and researching. If it's something that doesn't interest you, then it's probably not something you want to spend a couple hours of your time looking further into. So as you're going through the category and quickly compiling this list of projects that you want to spend more time researching, take some basic notes, throw them into a spreadsheet with some basic information here to make it quicker for when you do dive deeper into the project. So this is just for a quick example: project name, website, X profile link, market cap, and token utility. And then these things I'd fill out once I'm diving deeper and doing that thorough research on each project. So upcoming launches, I would do what the launches are, estimated date for the launches, a yes or no on the team, previous all-time high, and bear market activity notes, if they built anything, what they did through the bear market, any additional notes as well. And you may want to add different things that you take note of depending on the category or what type of projects you are looking into. So just taking note of these few basic things for when I do dive deeper, it will be easier since I have this list here. So for Immutable, I just put in the website link, the Twitter link. Market cap, this is something that I actually multiply the max supply of the coin by the current price instead of taking the market cap off of CoinMarketCap. So I do this because CoinMarketCap doesn't always have the correct circulating supply on the token. Because there's constant VC unlocks, staking rewards going out, tokens going out for various reasons consistently. So I've seen a number of different projects that don't have the correct circulating supply on CoinMarketCap. And how they get the market cap they list is by multiplying the circulating supply of the coin by the current token price. So if you multiply this 1.3 billion by $2.3, that's going to give you this 3 billion. So what I like to do is multiply the max supply by the token price just to get a better representation of the project overall, because newer projects, they tend to only release a small percent of their max supply. And then there could be a token squeeze because of high demand, giving it an inaccurate market cap overall. So that's how I got this 4.5 billion market cap for Immutable rather than the 3 billion that's listed here on CoinMarketCap. Etherscan also has the fully diluted market cap if you just want to go that instead of doing the math. There's a link on each project to the Etherscan. You can see here Immutable X, and you can see fully diluted market cap is 4.6 billion, where circulating supply market cap is 2.9. So I like to go off a fully diluted market cap since information won't be as thorough because of new projects launching, having different information and stuff. And I do want to compare these projects' market caps based on the fully diluted market cap. So just taking note of these few things very quickly. It should only take you a couple minutes per project. And then coming back to this list after you have all of the list compiled. And that's when you're going to start doing the actual thorough research where you're looking into upcoming launches, joining their Discord, having a chat with their community, looking into their team behind the project, the previous all-time high of the project and what they've done through the bear market, diving much deeper into the project. But even that, you shouldn't be taking too long, especially if you have a list of 30 to 50 projects. If you're taking 3 hours per project on 50 projects, then that's 150 hours. Which is pretty much a full month of full-time work. So you do want to be careful of that, especially if you're already very limited on time. You do want to have a quick process of elimination. So again, it should be very quick to compile this initial list. You should be able to do it within one afternoon and then come back and do more thorough research on each project as you have time. Fill out this information and either eliminate or decide it is something that you do want to make part of your portfolio. There are some research steps here that I did take note of. Compiling a list of projects you want to research more thoroughly while gathering some basic information about each project as well in the spreadsheet, which is basically what we just talked about. And that should be, you should be able to compile that whole list within one afternoon, a list of 20 to 50 projects, depending on how deep you really want to go and how much time you're looking to spend diving into this. You may want to even take another step to narrow that down to 10 to 20 if you really don't have that much time. So after that list is compiled, that's when you're going to start taking some time to dive deeper into each project. And this should be 30 minutes to 2 hours of research per project. Like I said, if you have a list of 50 and you're taking a few hours per project, it's really going to end up taking a long time to get through that entire list, especially with the bull market picking up. Things may change by the time you actually get down to the project. So you do want the deeper research to be fairly quick. So now as you're doing your deeper research, taking note of different things here. And like I said, you may want to tailor this to what you're looking for. I put upcoming launches because demand for a token tends to rise leading up to big launches. As it's getting more marketing, new utility is launched for the token. But it could have the opposite effect as well. If they have to delay or if something goes wrong with that launch, it could have the opposite effect where people want to leave the project. So while you're doing your more thorough research, you want to get a good idea if it is something that you want to eliminate from the list, or if it's something that you do want to actually make part of your portfolio and something that you are going to hold. So quickly on Immutable, looking through it, I see after doing some certain research, let's say they have a couple things coming in 2024 and a lot of projects are launching on it. The token's going to have a lot of utility and demand. So it is something I decide yes on. Make it a green background or something to indicate yes. And then as I'm going through the other projects, let's say the next project is something that just doesn't interest me too much and they don't have any upcoming launches that I could find, no indicators that I could see that will make it a high demand token through the next bull market, and I may want to eliminate that from the list, mark it red, and quickly go through this and eliminate and decide on projects. So you could get through that list because you don't want to take a whole month going through a list of 30 to 50 projects. You generally want to be able to get through this within a week or so. So trying to keep it on the lower end of 30 minutes to an hour of research per project is tends to be recommended, unless you only have a small list of 10 projects or so you're researching, or if you narrow it down overall. You can have more processes of elimination and narrow it down further before you actually dive in deeper. So like I said, you can tailor this to your personal needs, but eliminating projects and narrowing down the list is the next step here. And then compile a new list of coins you want to buy and hold. So I did create a separate spreadsheet here once I have done all the thorough research and I found coins I want to buy and hold. I have another spreadsheet here that I'm going to start filling out: the project name, current bag once I buy in, how many coins I'm holding in that project, upcoming launches, so I know when to look out for that, maybe to as part of my entry exit strategy if I want to sell some before that launch. Write out your entry exit strategy too for each one, take additional notes, and you can log your trade history as well as you're executing on the entry exit strategy. So after you do your thorough research and you get through that and you decide which ones you want to eliminate and which ones look good that you are interested in, that you do want to make part of your portfolio, then you're going to compile a new list of coins that you want to buy and hold with a new spreadsheet. And then you're going to create an entry and exit strategy for each project, depending on maybe upcoming launches for each project, depending on how many coins you're holding in that project. Should be tailored different. I did a separate video on entry and exit strategy as well if you guys want to check that out. So let's say you go through that initial list of projects and you end up having a lot of projects that do pass your test and ones that you do want to make part of your portfolio. If there's too many, you may want to do another process of elimination where you dive even deeper and do even more research into each project, talk more to the communities and stuff, get a even better idea of which ones are projects that you want to keep up with, projects that you really like, that you want to be part of the community, ones that you think have high potential and have good upcoming launches and stuff, building useful things, narrowing that down even further to 5 or so projects, because even if especially if your portfolio is pretty small, if you're just doing a few $100 into 20 different small cap coins, having to keep up with all their social medias, all their communities, constantly checking the token price on all of these, it can end up taking a ton of time for what's going to be something that really isn't going to be worth it for you. So that's why I like to narrow it down to 5 or so, and then split it up between that. So that's pretty much it for the research process. I like to keep it simple and short, and make sure it's something in a category that I'm passionate about. So I enjoy doing the research, I enjoy talking to the community, and I enjoy keeping up on the project over time. Because if you don't, then it is going to be hard for you. It is going to be harder to keep up on it, and more likely than not, you're just going to forget about it, and then it's just going to be a project that disappears. So by doing that, it does increase your success rate as well. And it can be something that can be a hobby for you, and be something that you actually enjoy doing. But like I said, you can't be spending hours per project if you have a list of 50, because it's going to take you a month to get through the entire list. And by then, the bull market could have picked up a lot more, and you really missed that optimal entry point. So like I said, keeping it to 30 minutes to an hour, if you do have a big list, is probably the best way of doing it, especially if you're working a separate full-time job. You just don't have the time to be putting in multiple hours per project. Then that's going to be your best bet. Make sure you can eliminate projects from the list pretty quickly, and then make sure you just know what you're looking for as well, and get through that list pretty quickly, so then you can move on to the other lists where you're actually making projects part of your portfolio, and then keeping up on those projects through the bull market. So last quick tip, you may want to keep that initial research spreadsheet that you made and add new projects to it over time that are launching in that category. Then you could do a quick search in the future to see if it is a project you already researched, and save yourself some time. Will give you a better idea of the category overall over time, and the more you research and stuff, the more of an expert you'll become in that category, and eventually you'll be able to spot these projects much easier and do your research much quicker. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. I will be doing more videos in this series on finding hidden gems, so be sure to subscribe if you do want to be notified for new videos. But again, that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.